Hey everyone, welcome to Can't Count Them Presents Table Talk, where we talk to multiple guests about one thing common between them.
ఒక పుల్పిట్ దగ్గర నుంచి ఆరాధిస్తుంటే యూఆర్ ఎంకరేజింగ్ పీపుల్ టు వర్షిప్ విత్ యూ అలాంగ్ విత్ యూ దెర్ ఇస్ అ సెన్స్ ఆఫ్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ.
If you have an opinion, you can keep it with you. I'm not going by a textbook. I'll worship however I want to.
Motivation or the heart is not there, because expectations come with payment, and sometimes you can't meet those expectations.
Heart of worship is very important, definitely. Gift is also important.
Do you really want to be in this team? A bunch of people have the heart, but they don't get the opportunity.
క్రిస్టియన్స్ అబద్ధాలు చెప్పరంట, అబద్ధాలు పాడతారంట.
If you don't want to serve, there are people who are willing. If you're not working hard to keep your place, there's always somebody who's going to come in who's going to be better than you.
And also, when it comes to having so many people in the worship team, right? I'm not talking about just on the Sundays. Generally, worship department. There are so many people in a worship department, and sometimes, like especially if your team is as big as 70 and 80, and you can't be friends with everyone, right? You will know only the people that you're rostered with, and then you will pick your favorite because you like you like the way that guitarist or that keyboard player is getting along with you. You gel, your music language is same,
same,
and all of
yeah.
that.
Bassist and drummer.
Yeah, but my question is, you shouldn't be cherry picking your teammates, right? I mean, everybody should be roasted on, like it should be fair and square. But then there are people who will come and who'll cherry pick, even if you roaster. What is your opinion on that? Even if it's not happening in your church, but generally.
There's a reason why people cherry pick. Like, at least there are two reasons. No, I mean, there are certain situations. You can't label all the situations the same. It also depends on the service. So if it's a Sunday service, a special service, or you have a special guest, you
Good
absolutely
musicians.
want your best
Best
players
team.
on the team. No question about that.
No. My question is, if I am roastering a worship leader, I'm roastering, and I'm like, I know I want this XYZ to lead the worship team, and then this worship leader comes to me, if I'm a worship pastor, that is, and she tells me that, you know what, I want to have that particular keyboard player on my team, but I'm like, but dude, that person is already was roasted last Sunday, and that's not how it works, So my question is, you must be having great friends, and then but that should not reflect on the stage. That's off the stage, and you should just abide by the rule.
I'll probably ask them why, which is a good question. I would not want to assume why they are asking you that. Like, I only want this keyboard player. I would just ask them why. Because in my case, like, we have many worship leaders. And so some worship leaders are only comfortable if somebody is on the keys. Again, it's their preference. Because so I try to understand why they want. Like, for example, like there's a worship leader, she pretty much likes one person who plays the keys. Even my pastor also has preference on who's supposed to play the keys at the end of his message. Not everybody can. So I would kind of figure out, okay, is this a technical reason why? Is there a spiritual reason why? Or is some people just do it for love or some weird thing like, I like that person. Or, you have relationships that crop up in the team, and so people.
But I think probably it's related to skill. If it is with skill, I can understand. Probably I can have a discussion with it. But even when
Then that's an issue.
Yeah, then you've got to dig down deep and kind of find out why.
Because I'm talking about those issues. I'm not talking about skill based. Personally, నీకు రిలేషన్షిప్ మంచిగా లేదు, బట్ అది రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అవ్వకూడదు ఇస్ వాట్ ఐమ్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్.
అది అసలు ఏరియాకి కూడా వీ షుడెంట్ బ్రింగ్ ఇట్ వెన్ ఇట్ కమ్స్ టు అవన్నీ then that's not Christian like. We failed
Then
somewhere.
you would, like
That's
as the
reality.
worship pastor, you would try to, then you would, the next question you would be asking is, why did I give this person the responsibility of doing
Yeah.
that? Then I don't think they are fit, to take on that responsibility, because
And those are very strong words, but that's the truth. When నీకు అంత రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ, ఒక అధికారం, ఒక ప్రివిలేజ్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు, దట్స్ ఎ ప్రివిలేజ్. యూఆర్ సింగింగ్ ఆన్ అ స్టేజ్ ఇస్ ఎ ప్రివిలేజ్.
yeah,
And that too, doing it for our maker is much more, it's a very much bigger thing rather than you're doing secular. So అలాంటప్పుడు ఇలాంటి we have to, startingలోనే we have to kill it.
yeah,
And also, having said that, if a worship leader or somebody is asking that musician, whoever that is rostering, always he must have the songs in his mind. So ee paata ee musician baava istadu. So that's not a, in other words, if I'm talking, it's actually not a skill issue as well.
yeah,
Depending on the situation, depending on the song, probably that guy is better.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if there's something else going on, maybe the pastor should, have a conversation with them, saying
Since
like,
you said it's not
bias.
about the skill. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, I don't think you should agree that.
And that's when this issue of entitlement comes in, like worship leaders have this sense of entitlement, like sometimes people are being on the stage. In fact, you guys said that previously, right? Some people participate in the auditions because they like being on the stage. And some people join with very good motives and they're really nice, but along the way pride comes in and that entitlement comes in. Yeah, so has it ever happened to you? How do you work on it? And
It happens to everybody, I guess.
like
it's very
especially when
easy.
you're ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీరు మానను సాంగ్ చేశారు. ఐ లవ్ దట్ సాంగ్. ఇట్స్ లైక్ అన్ anthem, and the same thing that the songs that you guys do, and you so when you're there leading worship appudu, people not only look at you as a worship leader, but they also look at you as those performers, what do you say, artists, right? And మీ కేసులో అయితే ఇట్ ఇస్ లైక్ చాలా ఫ్యాక్టర్స్ ఉన్నాయి, scope of getting pride into it, right? So have you been through such kind of a situation? How do you handle it, that sense of entitlement?
నాకు అది, ఇన్ ఆల్ ఆనెస్టీ, నాకు చాలా ఉండేది అది. ఐ ఆల్వేస్ హ్యాడ్ దట్. నాకు ఇట్ వాస్ వెరీ హార్డ్ బికాస్ నా కజిన్స్లోనే ఆల్ ఆర్ మ్యూజిషియన్స్. సో ఒక ఫ్యామిలీ మ్యూజిషియన్స్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఇట్స్ వెరీ హార్డ్ ఫర్ యూ టు కమ్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్. ఇంకోళ్ళు కొత్త వాళ్ళు వచ్చినప్పుడు, బికాస్ my harmonies match well with my sister, or her harmonies, her altos match well with me, because we have the same kind of vibrato in our vocals, right? So a match
I don't know what it is. I'm just nodding my
so
No, wrong.
so
I'm totally new.
సో నాకు మా అన్న కీబోర్డ్ వాయిస్తేనే నాకు బాగుండేది. మా అన్న హీ వెంట అబ్రాడ్ అయిపోయింది. అక్కడ నాకు ఒక వాక్యూమ్. అక్కడ మా తమ్ముడు ఆశీష్ అని, హీ పాస్డ్ అవే. హీస్ అ వెరీ గుడ్ కీబోర్డ్ ప్లేయర్. అసలు మా అన్నకన్నా బాగా వేస్తాడు. మా అన్న దెన్ ట్రాన్సిషన్ ఇంటూ బేస్, బట్ మా అన్నకన్నా కీబోర్డ్ వాయిస్తాడు. బట్ తన నేను మామూలుగా ఇలా కంటి చూపుతో మాట్లాడేసుకోవచ్చు. సేమ్ విత్ మై డ్రమ్ అండ్ మై చర్చ్ యాజ్ వెల్. అలా చూసి తనకు నేను సిగ్నల్స్ కూడా చెప్పకలేదు, అర్థం అయిపోతుంది. బికాస్ వీ డిడ్ లైఫ్ విత్ ఈచ్ అదర్ ఫర్ 20 years ఆల్మోస్ట్. సో అవి సడన్గా లేనప్పుడు ఇట్ వాస్ వెరీ హార్డ్ ఫర్ మీ. సడన్గా ఇఫ్ నా ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ సే మై వర్షిప్ టీమ్, నాకు ఐ హ్యావ్ 60 and 40 as well in my worship team now.
Wow.
Now I have to accommodate them as well. And probably I'm somewhere around 60 or 50, whatever that is. But it's very hard for me. నేను ఏం చేయాలంటే ఇప్పుడు I need to come to that level and come with a balanced music, balanced singing. It should all be the same, right? I think it's the same with you guys as well. So ఆ ఛాలెంజ్ నాకు చాలా ఉండేది. But the more I started working with the team, the worship team, God has actually last 2 years has been molding me. నాకు అది తెలుసో తెలీదో, there are so many things నా లైఫ్లో I've set it right. I used to have a lot of sense of pride అనేది ఉండేది. నేను, if you look at me, there were many opportunities I declined singing because నాకు ఆ మ్యూజిక్ నచ్చలేదు, లేకపోతే ఆ సాంగ్ నాకు so many times. That's why there are very limited songs of mine. సో ఆ సెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైడ్ ఉంటుంది. ఎందుకంటే నా చెల్లి లేకపోతే నేను అది పాడలేను, సో నేను ఆ రన్ తీయలేను. సో మై థాట్ ప్రాసెస్ ఇస్ ఆల్వేస్ దట్ పర్ఫెక్షన్ దగ్గర వచ్చేసాడు. బట్ గాడ్ డజంట్ లుక్ ఎట్ దట్ ఈజ్ సంథింగ్ దట్ ఐ రియలైజ్. అండ్ నేను వెన్ ఐమ్ వర్షిపింగ్ ఆర్ వెన్ ఐమ్ లీడింగ్ పీపుల్ ఐ డోంట్ లుక్ ఇన్ టు దస్. తప్పులు ఉంటాయి, దెర్ ఆర్ టైమ్స్ తప్పు వచ్చినట్టు అలా వెనక్కి తిరిగిపోయి ఉండే, ఇలా ఐ షుడ్ టర్న్ అరౌండ్. ఐ స్టాప్ డూయింగ్ దట్ కంప్లీట్లీ. ఎందుకంటే దట్స్ మై టైమ్. దేవుడు ఏం చూడ్డు, హీ లుక్స్ ఇన్ టు యువర్ హార్ట్ at the end of the day. But when you're giving it to, having said that, when you're giving it to God, you have to give your best. And I need to have certain level of skill for people, because I don't want to give any wrong impression. So when somebody, there is a music team, there should be a certain level of skill. Adi kinda unte matram obviously we will ask them to improve. But what I'm saying is, yeah, there will be people who are less skiller than you, but yeah, మనం అది పర్సనల్ తీసుకోకూడదు. ఐఎమ్ డూయింగ్ ఇట్ ఫర్ దేవుడికి చేస్తున్నానని మామూలుగా వీ షుడ్ బి షేమ్లెస్ ఫర్ క్రైస్ట్.
And also in terms of, when you're leading, there will be times when the crowd is reacting so well, and that sometimes I think that pride of, arey నేను లీడ్ చేసినప్పుడు ఇట్లాగా అయింది,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very easy to fall down like to those things. It's not at all difficult when you're up there leading people. Pride always tries to cover you, like, or fall over you, but it's always also you should always have this thing in your mind that where did you come from, where did you start, what are your roots, what are your foundations. If you have those things in your heart, inside you, I don't think these things can get over you. I'm like, so for me, that's been a very important thing, because for me, from the place where I came from and where I am now, I see a lot of people coming and telling that, "Are you doing here, and all." I can easily feel like, always tend to get into that situation. Are yeah, అవును కదా, కరెక్టే కదా, అరే ఎక్కడుండే వాళ్ళం ఎక్కడికి వచ్చామని. కానీ back of my head, always have that, where I started, where I come from, where is the roots. So when you have those things really strong in you, inside you, when you're not leaving those things, when you're really, having those things really strong in you, I don't think all these things can, divert you from the calling what God has for you. Yeah.
వెరీ నైస్.
Good points. Yeah.
నేను చాలా పెద్ద చెప్పాను, నువ్వు సింపుల్గా అలా పక్కా చెప్పావు. నైస్.
Yeah. I think entitlement is always going to be there, because like at the end of the day, when I would just define entitlement as that stage is mine. That's the mentality, that stage is mine.
exactly.
And it's easy to get into that space. I think I had a conversation recently with I don't know, was it Prince Mullah or some? Yeah. So I had a conversation recently where he was like, bro, every service that we do, we have to be so mindful of the fact that we're getting the opportunity to get on that stage or prepare for each service. Like, it's very easy for us to get into this autopilot mode, like, it's my skills.
Yeah, true.
And aim le pastor has no other choice. It's more, I don't think maybe in your case it might not be so much there because you have 78 people. But for us, we don't have so many worship leaders. And that's where entitlement can come, where I'm the only guy. Pastor ki choice ledu. And so end of the day, he has to come to me. That's where entitlement builds up. And so I think having a heart check, number one. And I have conversations with my pastor. Like there are times where he's pulled me off the stage.
Wow.
It was hard, it was tough, but we've had conversations.
For good.
Yeah. And so
I think
he
it's
would
nice.
sit
That's
and
nice.
see, that is good. When you have a pastor who is not, and I'm not just talking about our thing, but like in general, who is not just interested in what you can bring to the team, rather who you are becoming. And so for me, that was really helpful, because pride for me, it comes very easily.
Yeah.
Something that
It's always there with us.
I'm saying
Never
that, right?
leaves us. Yeah. It's about how you're handling
Musicians
it.
ego అనేది ఒకటి ఉంటుందండి. That's very universal.
And also, I think this fan following, right? And the worship leader also knows that he has a lot of fans. Kada, I'm pretty sure. Don't you think so?
Yeah, Mama, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's good to have.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is, when the worship leader knows that there are when you lead worship, I see so many people uploading stories. Okay, I see so many of them. So that's the reason. If you remember, one in a wedding, I asked you, how do you feel? Like when, and you were like, I really feel blessed. That's what you told.
Yeah.
But the reason
I was
why
just about to say that.
yeah, and the reason why I was asking that is because I've seen people who might say that they are blessed, but they don't mean it. They believe that it is out of their own strength. And I think that also affects their spiritual walk. And some people are so good at the way they lead, right? The way they talk. They don't have to read Bible and all of that. They just know, that you have to talk like this. That is also pride. That is also entitlement. I think that is also taking your responsibility for granted. So
Those are the gateways of pride. Having, but that's why balanced undali. I think that's very important. I make a constant check when somebody. This is what I'm trying to do for the past couple of years. When somebody says that, చాలా బాగా పాడారండి, చాలా బాగా పాడారు, నాకు I think that's not enough for me. If somebody says నువ్వు పాడుతుంటే దేవుడు నాతో మాట్లాడాడు, that's where it is.
Yeah.
So I was singing in a completely different country, a Telugu song, బలవంతుడా అని, బలవంతుడా సాంగ్ was singing. ఒక ముసలావిడ వచ్చి నాతో, నువ్వు ఆ భాష నాకేంటో అర్థం కాలేదు, బట్ దేవుడు నాతో మాట్లాడాడు. That's the highest compliment that you can ever get.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, she was touched by God. So that's what I look for. ఇంతకుముందు అంటే నాకు అలాగా అనిపించేది కానీ, బట్ నౌ ఇఫ్ పీపుల్ సే దట్ యూ ఆర్ వెరీ గిఫ్టెడ్, నాతో దేవుడు మాట్లాడాడు, దిస్ ఈస్ వాట్ హ్యాపెండ్ ఇన్ మై లైఫ్, దిస్ ఇన్స్పైర్డ్ మీ దిస్ సాంగ్, నేను ఇంటికి వెళ్ళి ఐ పాండెడ్ అపాన్ ద సాంగ్, దోస్ థింగ్స్ ఆర్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ టు మీ అండ్ దట్ ఎంకరేజెస్ మీ యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ అ వర్షిప్ లీడర్. బట్ back in the day it was very totally different, but yeah, I think I'm in different space now altogether.
Yeah, it's good to have people like that who comes up to you and tells
Yeah.
what really felt when the worship was going on and stuff like that. But yeah, we should take it to a point where it's encouraging you to be a better worship leader,
Yeah.
not to take that thing and really put the pride on your top. Yeah, the crown of pride. Yeah. So for me, I totally feel that like say that you should always have that self check. Where are you heading? The more you the more things you do for God, the more God uses you, the more the devil will try to bring you down.
Yeah.
So it's always about how attentive you are, how much space you are giving for all those things to affect or to impact your life really matters. So
And also, if you have, and do you have somebody who is a leader over you, who can speak into your life?
accountability.
Yes,
Yeah,
accountability.
who are you accountable to,
accountability
basically?
and also
Yeah, should have
So
accountability.
somebody should be there who can just call you out on your mistakes,
exactly.
or just say that you're going a little too far. So for me, that's my pastor. So
Yeah.
he will
That's
he
nice.
will tell me,
Wonderful.
like, and that will keep me in line. And so I think
And also it's a journey.
Yeah, it's a
journey,
journey.
what it took for you to be in that position.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll teach you a lot of things. It's so it'll definitely put you in a situation where you don't really see all these things. These things doesn't matter for you. Yes, they are trying to show up, like show themselves to you, like I'm here, fans there, the good singing part is there. But the journey will teach you how to handle that, how to set that apart, and then concentrate on what God called you for.
yeah,
So that makes
Greatly
sense.
put.
Yeah.
fully that covers it.
There will be a crowd of different generations. There will be people of different generations, young, old, So how do you cater to the needs of everyone? Kind of songs that you choose, especially Bethel or Bethel, is that the right way that I'm pronouncing?
Yeah, Bethel.
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 Bethel. Okay.
Bethel. Yes.
Slowly her L.
Okay. Yeah. So singing these international or the English songs, right? And the contemporary ones, especially like Elevation Churches or recently Sure Been Good by Tiffany Hudson. I love that song. But if you sing that song and if the crowd doesn't sing along, few songs, because the verse is kind of very fast. It runs fast, right? You've been na 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 na, right? So don't you think the kind of songs that you choose should also should also serve everybody? Sometimes leading worship is not just about singing the most recent song. I'm talking about elders in particular. I know a few people who said that ఈ రోజు పాడిన పాటలు అసలు పెద్దోళ్ళు ఎవరు పాడలేకపోయారు, అసలు ఏంటిది, ఇది వర్కల్లా లేదు, all those things. So how do you balance it out, and what are the challenges that you face?
Yeah. So I think I've covered this point before. Usually we add a hymn here and there. అన్ని కొత్త పాటలు ఉండకూడదు. ఇట్స్ ఆల్వేస్ నైస్. నేను ఒక one new song in a month is always nice, or one new song in 2 months is always nice.
Yeah.
So that we are also adding new songs to the list for people to sing. And also we always make sure that the crowd should sing. So the crowd should usually sing the known songs. So our balance undali. That's why, like I've said before, Telugu crowd untadu maaku ekkuva. So I make sure that there is one Telugu song at the end as well, so the people actively participate in the worship. Those are the few things that we usually do.
In your church, you guys only sing English songs.
Yeah,
There are no regional songs that you sing.
Not really.
Are you guys planning to sing any regional songs in future?
I don't think so. As of now, no.
Okay.
No idea, but yeah. So I feel, any other song is a new song for a person who had not listened to the song, right? So it might be a new song for that person, let's say an elder one or a younger one, but our responsibility is to introduce the song to people. There's such a new good song which has been released. You feel that song can speak to people, and God can speak to people through that song. Why don't you introduce that? That might not cater for that certain age group, for that kind of taste with music, but slowly they'll learn. It's okay to introduce new songs, follow the new patterns, follow the contemporary music and everything. I definitely like to challenge our team with new songs, definitely. But firstly, I have to learn.
Yeah.
Also the crowd, why don't you learn? It's okay, because see, when I'm doing the song, it's not that the song is good. I'm like, not that the song is very difficult, or if you do the song, the people will come and say that, "Arey, you sang a really good song. That's really nice. It's very tight." No, that's not the reason. The reason is because the song is good. The song can speak to you. The song can minister to you. So I know the first time when I sing the song, you'll definitely look at me, try to figure out what's happening with the lyrics, what the song means. The second time, third time, fourth time, when one worship leader starts that, the other worship leader will also try to learn the song and do it. So at some point of time, it will come to you. You just wait for the turn, that's it. Wait for the right time, for the songs to speak to you.
How often do you think we should introduce new songs?
Up to you guys. It depends on how the church works, how accepting the crowd is. It also depends. So different people. It's not that we all get to listen to songs, because people usually share songs like, there's one new song which is launched, and you should listen to that. So not everyone feels that they can really do justice for the song. They can bring the song to the table and just lead. It's not that easy for everyone. Not everyone can do every song, lead every song. So depends. Like if this Sunday, if I wanted to introduce a new song, and the following Sunday, if some other worship leader wants to introduce another song, let it be. It's okay.
2 new songs.
It's okay. See, you're introducing more songs. What's there in that? So it's okay.
There's no right and wrong.
There's no right and wrong. It's okay.
I mean, but as far as we do it, we introduce maybe one new song a month.
And you keep singing it every Sunday?
Yeah, we keep singing it. And so we pick our songs basically like how everyone else does. We pick it based on the message sometimes. So there may be a new song which is like talking about, there was this new song by Bethel, Fear Won't Conquer Me Because I Belong to Jesus. And that week's message was about fear, or conquering fear, or something like that. So the old songs I mean, there is no longer slaves, but like this song is very much more, speaking towards that point.
Yep.
So maybe that week we would introduce that. So again, with the new song, what are we looking for? Are we looking to get the point across, or are we looking for crowd participation? So that's how we judge our songs. There are some songs which we sing over and over again, and people know it. They don't need to see the screens. Like especially for our Telugu service, Aradhana Yesunike or Naniti Surya. All of these are like songs we keep doing over and over, and so people have gotten so used to it. And also, I think it's about the feedback also we get from people. Like till date, I think on Christmas, so we kind of thought that Christmas is the day we'll have all generations come to the church, right? You'll have old people,
Yep.
young people, their relations, and of course they're bringing them to church. And we had a kids event, and also like. So we were planning the set out. Like we normally plan our services like to the dot. And so we were planning the songs, and then the leadership was like, maybe let's do soothing songs. Let's not so much with the drums, and let's just more of guitar and all. So that's what we did. And the first an elderly person came and said, "Babu, hero's life e ledu." You know what we did? We were planning it for them, but they didn't like it. So at the end of the day, you can't please everyone.
We have hits and myths.
Yeah.
So,
You can't
And
please
also
everyone.
on
We just
the moments where the elders came and say that this song is so good.
Yeah.
The song ministered to me today, even if it's a new song. And then it's also about the people. They should, whatever the song is, they should, when they come up with the heart of expectancy, they'll also be ready to accept the song. See, it's all about the lyrics. It's about what the song is trying to,
Minister,
depends on the writer also. Like
Yeah.
any Chris Tomlin song you do, everyone will sing.
Everyone
Like
will
I
sing
remember
because it's
Holy
Chris
Forever, the
Tomlin.
first time we did it, everyone was crying.
Yeah.
Everyone was crying, is it?
Because
And also we'll have a very difficult time when trying to introduce some difficult songs, so-called difficult songs, which has a lot of other things.
But ఇంకా అలా డిఫికల్ట్ ఉన్నాను ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేయకుండా
చేయకుండా
పోతే
ఉంటే,
No,
yeah.
we
Alright,
should
చేయాలి.
we should
Yeah,
incorporate
introduce
new
చేయాలి.
songs to the list. But like Steven said, we usually do one new song. Right now, Red Rock Worshipper, Breakthrough, because that's the season that we are in. Our church is a breakthrough season. So our song we incorporated. So next 2 to 3 weeks we'll be singing that song at the end, or probably by the end of the worship. So that's how we incorporate. But మాది bilingual కాబట్టి కొంచెం తెలుగు పాటలు కూడా we try to add apart from
Even for us, like Joy, Martin Smith. Like even the old people will ask for that song.
Yeah.
and they did a Christmas as well, right?
Yeah,
Christmas mix as well. Yeah.
you uttered the word breakthrough, right? So I'm coming to that now. I'm pretty sure everybody has highs and lows in their lives. You might be going through personal problems. You might be in positions where you also needed encouragement. You also want that breakthrough. You are in that season, but then you also have to lead the congregation. How do you feel that way? Do you really mean while singing it? Because sometimes you are also waiting, and sometimes you're like, when is my miracle arriving? And then you have to sing and say,
Yeah.
God is fighting for us, and all those things,
Yeah, good question.
Oh, no. That's where the answers are.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's where the answers are. When you are leading, that's where God will speak to you. You're trying to lead people, but at the same time, God is also working through the situation. I think that's where you'll find strength, no matter what situation you're going through.
Yeah.
It's like
If you're
encouraging yourself also.
Yeah. See, when you are trying to minister to someone, why don't that song minister to you? It's not only singing, right? When you're leading people, towards God, it's also about, and also it's about, you should allow, like you said, are you just singing the song, or you're trying to lead or minister through the song? So it matters. You should definitely allow. Okay, today I'm not in a good mood. Let me just sing the song and just let's no repeats, no solos.
Yeah.
No quiet moments, no a cappella moments. Let me just sing the song and no, that's not how it is. You should allow God to work through it, work through the song. It's not only about, God put you in that place for a reason. Right? For a reason. He just didn't keep you there to just sing the songs. He put you there with a reason, right?
Yeah.
So you should be on top of it, no matter whatever happens. For me personally, no, there are a lot of situations where I went through, and then I was rostered. I was supposed to lead. I never gave up. The more I really want to spend that time there, with God. Maybe I'm not, and I'm not able to, let's say, come out of the situations when I'm alone at home or with someone else. Maybe that's the place, because I belong. I feel I belong there.
Yeah.
Like that's a calling. So why not? No matter what you go through, especially when you're a worship leader or a singer or you should also allow God to minister to you through the songs which you sing.
Worship leaders kuda, like Sandeep said, we have our moments. We have our moments apart from worshiping, apart from this team to kuda we have issues anni untayi. But when you are there, it's nothing about you and what's happening around. It's only about him. Mano our maturity we should grow.
We should grow.
Even the worship leader has to grow. If my situation is not great, but I know that he is in control of my life. నువ్వు ఆ ప్లేస్లో ఉంటేనే you would be in a position to say that to the people as well, right? If you mean it, you say it. So God will test you as well. God will give you times where hey you still have to do it. Hey boy. So there will be moments like that, but appude you need to find strength in the Lord.
I mean, for me, like this year, it became really real for me. I think because my dad had a heart attack, I think in the month of May, and so it was a Thursday, and like we were in the hospital going back and forth and all. And that Sunday I was supposed to lead, and so he was in the hospital, basically in ICU. So I still didn't give up. I went to church. I led joy that day, and I jumped the most. So
Wow.
and that was basically a testimony. And
I think that resilience also comes from God.
yeah, absolutely. And there was never a shadow of doubt in my mind, because as a child growing up, like we always go to church. We never
Exactly. That's where you
church.
belong.
And so it doesn't matter. Like that song itself says, no matter what comes my way or whatever comes tomorrow, I've still got joy. And so and so like I can't help my dad being in the hospital. I'd rather just be in the church, and it strengthens me also. And I had the church people, like pastor prayed and released a word, like all of that really helped, because I had to make decisions the next day. On Monday was like decisions, operation, this, that. I had nothing. But
You give and take away, but my heart will choose to say, blessed be your name.
I know that your brother passed away, and I know that, and I also know that. So they're waiting for a miracle, right? So that's the reason I asked, because end of the day, you guys are worship leaders and maturity, like you were talking about. But bottom line is you're also humans, and humans tend to fall short of glory. Correct. And tend to fall short in their faith. It's not easy to practice this in reality. It's not at all easy. So that's the reason I asked that question, so that people will know that worship leaders are also humans. Cut them some slack, please.
it comes with maturity. I think with time, you start to see the bigger picture. Like, you again, worship leaders is you're singing to a God who's alive, and you're singing to a God who can who does miracles today also. And so it's in these times when your worship also becomes more real, more personal, and people connect with that, and there's breakthrough that happens. So somebody can also believe for God to heal maybe their parents, or it's moments like that, no? And so I value those
minister
moments.
and speak to people through your situations, what you're going through.
It says, right, he gives you peace that passes your understanding, surpasses your understanding. That's what it is.
So I didn't let anyone know that I was going through that.
Wow.
Basically,
Don't
that
really
was
have
it.
to.
I was smiling, and nobody knew until I gave a testimony like 2 weeks away.
That's very powerful.
Bro, you were going through it. No, we didn't know. That's how it is,
Wow.
Beautiful.
So good.
And we don't have to act it also. It just comes naturally.
What's your most memorable moment or regret that you have, and also a challenge that you've faced? Just one each, please.
3 questions. ఆలోచించుకున్న టైంలో రిగ్రెట్ అంటే ఇఫ్ యూ ఆస్క్ మీ, ఐ థింక్ ఐ డిడ్ నాట్ డూ ఎనఫ్ లాస్ట్ పర్సనలీ ఫర్ మీ. ఒక 2010 నుంచి 2020 వరకు I did not do anything based on the situations that I was going through. And now when I look back, చాలా ఇయర్స్ వేస్ట్ చేస్తాను కదా అనిపిస్తుంది. But I still know that God will give all the wasted years. That's what I believe. So regret is something that I have, but knowing the fact that so whatever time that I'm having, I'm making the best use of it. Memorable moments, there are many. There is no one thing that I can point out in my life. I mean, are you talking about musically or
in terms of worship leading, or people coming up and telling you, or you witnessing that when you're leading worship, everybody is like sobbing mess, or all those things? I'm just giving you scenarios.
I can not from the worship leader standpoint, but when a worship leader was leading, I was ఎప్పుడు ఏడవను నేను, ఒకలా గుక్క పెట్టి అలా ఏడిపనమాట నేను అలా మామూలుగా. అది దిస్ ఆల్సో హ్యాపెండ్ వెన్ ఐ వాజ్ ఇన్ ఆస్ట్రేలియా. ప్లానెట్ షేకర్స్ చర్చ్కి వెళ్ళాను. వాళ్ళ కమ్యూనిటీ దేర్ హ్యావ్ వెరీ స్మాల్ చర్చెస్. ద లీడ్ సింగర్ కవర్డ్ బై ద బ్లడ్, నో మ్యాటర్ వాట్ ఐవ్ డన్, నో మ్యాటర్ వేర్ ఐ బీన్. ఆ పాట ఫస్ట్ టైం వింటున్నాను. పాడుతుంటే నాకు, నేను మామూలుగా వాళ్ళు జస్ట్ అలా ఉన్నారన్నమాట, చిన్న కమ్యూనిటీస్ మామూలుగా పాడుతుంటే నాకు ఏడుపు వచ్చేస్తుంది ఆటలే. నేనేమో ఇంకో ఫ్రెండ్తో వచ్చాను ఊరికనే, నేనేమో కవర్ చేసుకోవడం కూడా లేకుండా అలాగా ఐ వాజ్ క్రయింగ్ అనమాట. తర్వాత when then I went through the song what talks about ఎప్పుడన్నా నాకు ఫస్ట్ టైం ఐ క్రైడ్ ఫర్ ఎ సాంగ్ ఈజ్ దట్. మామూలుగా భయంకరంగా ఏడ్చేయటం అనమాట, లిటరల్లీ అలా.
So they're sobbing mess. No, but I'm talking when you're leading worship as a worship leader.
As a worship leader, so అయ్యో అది చెప్పకుండా ఉండవలసిందే. But worship leader, I was giving you an example, right? I was doing a Telugu song, Balavantuda, with my brother. And that was very memorable because I'm singing again with my brother after like 4 or 5 years. తను అబ్రాడ్ వెళ్ళిపోయి సెటిల్ అయిపోయాడు అక్కడ చాలా కాలం. నేను చదువుకోవడానికి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు దట్ వాస్ ద టైమ్ దట్ వీ అగైన్ సాంగ్, బికాస్ మై బ్రదర్ ఫ్యామిలీలో హీ ఈస్ ద వన్ హూస్ యాక్చువల్లీ మ్యూజికలీ వెరీ సౌండ్ and also a very good singer. He sings much better than both my sister and me. So that's after 4 or 5 years when I was doing that doing Balavantuda, that's more memorable because we went to a small church. They don't speak the language, they speak English. So ఒక ఆవిడ, నేను ఇందాక చెప్పినట్టు ఒక ఆవిడ వచ్చేసి నన్ను ఇలా గట్టి ఇలా she hugged me and cried, stating that I don't know what you sang, but when you guys were singing, దేవుడు నాతో మాట్లాడాడు, I got my answers on it. I don't know what's the answers, I don't know what I did. I was like, I did not even understand. My brother also, we did not understand. But that's one thing that always that's the most memorable thing, and that's the best compliment one can ever give.
And the challenge, the most challenging situation you've been in?
Challenging. So pass చేసుకోమా అలాగా, we don't pass.
That's what I was thinking. They're getting a lot of time.
They have a lot of time to
think about it.
They're actually getting a lot of time.
Challenge అంటే every Sunday is a challenge అండి. True, right? Every Sunday is a challenge one way or another. But the most challenging అంటే there were times when I literally, ఆ రోజు మ్యూజిషియన్స్ లేకపోతే ఐ లిటరల్లీ హ్యావ్ టు స్వాప్ మ్యూజిషియన్స్. డ్రమ్మర్ బేస్ వాయించవలసి వచ్చింది, బేస్ గిటార్ ప్లేయర్ డ్రమ్స్ కొట్టవలసి వచ్చింది, అలాగనమాట. అలాగా ఐ లిటరల్లీ హ్యాడ్ టు టాగల్ పీపుల్ రైట్ ఆన్ ద స్టేజ్. సో దోస్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ఛాలెంజెస్ వర్ దేర్, అండ్ ఐ థింక్
that's the most challenging situation you've faced as a worship.
ఆన్ దట్ స్పాట్ చేంజింగ్ మ్యూజిక్ ఇన్స్ట్రుమెంట్సే చేంజింగ్ కదండి. డ్రమ్మర్ డైరెక్ట్గా బేస్ వాయించాలి, బ్రో నువ్వు సడన్గా వచ్చి బేస్ వాయించాలంటే, బట్ ఐఎమ్ వెరీ గ్లాడ్ దట్ దే యాక్సెప్టెడ్ ఇట్. ఓకే, లెట్స్ డూ ఇట్. So there were times like that. There were times where I was the only one till 9:30 and none of my team showed up. Not with this church, but I'm just saying times. The times, yeah. I think I think challenge and I can't pinpoint to one. There were multiple times, but God led through. Yeah.
So since you're talking about the worship perspective as a worship leader, is my challenge is preparing to lead worship. So it's not about just you go on a Sunday morning and sing. It's about the life you lead all through the week. That's
Nice.
That's a challenge. I face it so badly. Every small thing matters, right? It's not about I know you've been given that opportunity to go lead, but it's about how you're spending your days, what you're doing all through these days. Knowing that you're going to lead people on a Sunday, how you're preparing yourself. So that's my biggest challenge ever. And what's the other one? Regret.
Memorable moment.
Regret. Let's come to the memorable last time I was still thinking. But regret. Yeah, I could definitely relate to Kiran about what did I do all these years. I don't think I'm leading in church and stuff, but I don't think I could have done more for God, for His kingdom. At a ministry level, but I somehow feel that I wasted a lot of time, which is one regret. And other regret is that there are a lot of areas where I can improve myself, and I didn't really spend good time in those areas. So I regret that. I'm still learning. I will never be there. Like you can declare that you're the top, you're the best, and stuff like that. No. But for a learning perspective, I would have done better. But I took a lot of time. I didn't really invest proper time in a lot of things. And the best moment, there are a lot of moments, best moment. But recently, I felt really good when I got an opportunity to sing along with Martin Smith.
Juice and
But
Famous.
so blessed to just stand next to the legend, and oh my God, the presence what he carries.
You touched with this hand.
Amen to that. But that's such a wonderful moment. Wow, I can't explain, but that's one good memory. Yeah,
nice. Sitting with an actual famous.
Actually.
I tried so hard to meet Martin Smith, but didn't have the connections. Sandeep, it's on you.
Feedback.
But next time, I think for me, let's go backwards. Let me start with the regret. I think COVID was a regret for me because I didn't do a whole lot during that time. I should have invested more in, building myself. But I was in that shock, and I wasted a lot of time. I should have focused more on vocals and all, because I feel somewhere deep down my vocals are my weak point. Because I tend to get very tired after a bit, and so doing some vocal exercises, all of that, I should have done that. I think a challenge for me would be, since I play almost all the instruments, so I play drums. I'm not good at drums, but I play drums, and my main instrument is keyboard, but I rarely get to play keyboards at church because we have many keyboardists.
You play keyboard in
bridge? Yeah.
Yes.
So keys is my main thing. But at church, I primarily play guitars and then bass guitar. I play all of them. So there was this one time during our fasting prayer. So we have 21 days. We had 21 days fasting prayer last year, but it's 3 times in the day. So morning, afternoon, and evening. So we don't have a drummer because, like I said, music school. So there was one evening where I had to lead worship from drums.
Wow.
And then they had to figure out, suddenly get a mic, that mic was falling and all of that. So that was a challenging thing.
Yeah.
I felt good.
The mic falling thing is really challenging.
And then there was also one more, I think more higher rank than that, where we had a Christmas concert and my drummer met with an accident.
Oh. Wow.
And so we had to do the whole concert with your friend.
I know.
You know that?
Got it, yeah.
Yeah, he knows.
Friend.
And he's not a drummer.
all big shot friends are on that.
But man, that was so embarrassing for me because we planned this whole set. Bro, we'll start with this song, intro, everything. We had to lay all of that down and do something really simple.
Yeah.
That was not even a challenge. It was an embarrassment basically. But you
Yeah,
had something?
no, go ahead.
Yeah, but the most memorable moments, I think we had two services. I think one with Dr. Paul Dinakaran, and we had another service with Pastor Johnson Varghese. So I got lead worship.
From Bethel.
Yeah, Bethel AG Bangalore. So I got lead worship during those two.
Wow.
So nice.
Yeah, he is, and that's like challenging.
That's challenging.
But yeah, it was a humbling experience as well, because like I've only seen these guys on television or on programs, but like to actually see them and sing, it was
Yeah.
good.
And I want to ask about this dressing and the hairstyle and all these things, right? Like, so the elephant in the room. Okay, so there is these expectations from worship leaders and the worship team. Like చాలా మంది ప్రాబ్లం ఉంటుంది ఇట్లా జుట్టు పెంచుకోవడము, వెస్ట్రన్ డ్రెస్ వేసుకొని లీడ్ చేయడము అండ్ ఆల్ దోస్ థింగ్స్. ఓకే, సో వాట్స్ యువర్ టేక్ ఆన్ ఇట్? ఇస్ దట్ రైట్? లైక్ ఇస్ దేర్ అ రైట్ వే ఆఫ్ డూయింగ్ ఇట్? అ డెకోరం అండ్ జుట్టు ఎప్పటికప్పుడు మంచి కట్ చేసుకోవాలి, దుపట్టా అవన్నీ వేసుకొని లీడ్ చేయాలి, ఇట్లా తల కప్పుకొని లీడ్ చేయాలి బికాస్ బైబిల్ సేస్ సో, ఆల్ సార్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ పర్స్పెక్టివ్స్. So I want to know your perspective. I'm not asking you guys to give a theological advice, but your perspective on it.
I think in our church we not struggle with that culture as much. We have a policy, not policy, but like just like a directive. We always wear formals on Sunday, because like I've been to places where the emphasis is solely on looks and dressing. Like I've been there, been in places like that where there is a pressure. Because even if you decide to wear a certain style of clothes, like you see your peers on the stage and then you feel like, man, I have to, up my standards. And in some places, it's the expectation, we don't know how it came, but it's there, basically. And like even some churches being so big, like I've been in shoots also where like maybe I wear checks that day and they'll be like, maybe go with plain colors, and
Because
maybe
of the lights and
there's a reason maybe behind
because
it,
of the lights and
right? And that's why you see most worship leaders like follow a typical thing, like black jeans is common, and then white sneakers. Like it's an unspoken code which just happens to happen.
Yeah.
But on a practical level, I would say it makes it so easy for me. Like I have 4 pairs of black jeans, and I don't think about it.
works for the whole month.
Work for the whole month.
Yeah.
And I have two pairs of white shoes. Like it works for the whole month. I'm not thinking about my dressing. You know what I'm saying? But like when it comes to again covering of head, I think it's more of to deal with the female aspect of dressing. I don't think people really have a problem with the guys, or maybe they do. I don't know.
Not actually in Hyderabad. If I've no, but traditional churches, there are some churches where they still do.
Like even in
still
our
have
church,
to,
like the black was a huge problem. People will write comments about black being Satan's color, and or like having a like my keyboardist has a beard, so they were like, "Are you from some other religion or something?" So like you have all of these things, but what I would say is just stick with the scriptures again. And like whatever the cultural norm, like what are people are expecting, what is your pastor? Cultural
is something that you need to we need to highlight there. Different places have different expectations based on the culture.
Something may be okay in Africa may not be okay in India.
Yes. Right.
Also, there's also already a culture set up in the particular church or any congregation or anything.
And there is nothing wrong respecting that, is what I
For me, as long as it's not distracting me from worship.
Yes.
Also, that makes a point. That's a point.
What about tattoos?
I don't think I have a big take on that. I think I'm very small to talk about something like that.
Same here.
I feel there's no right answer. Like whatever you say is going to go wrong.
See, we discuss all this stuff, and we come up with our opinions, and I don't think no one cares. I don't think anyone cares about what your opinion is, but I don't really have a big take on that. About tattoos and stuff like that.
Cares about this podcast?
They do.
They do.
Opinion-based podcast.
So basically, what I'm saying is that I don't think I'm at a level where I can say yes or no, or it's good or bad. Because we look at people, we admire people on such big stages, and then they have all this stuff. Maybe that's their culture. They're okay with that. Back if I go to my father's house, if I go to my father's ministry,
Not
that's not
accepted.
accepted.
Yeah.
So it's the area, it's where we are coming from. So you should have a check on yourself, like as again back to the basics. Check on yourself, where your roots are,
And
where
what
are
the
you
Bible
from.
says about it,
Yeah.
probably.
So
You know, at the same time, these artists are also doing amazing ministry, because I've seen also pastors wearing tattoos and yet are able to do wonders and driving souls to God, earning more souls for God.
and also they have a
Yeah.
story of breakthrough where they were in
Yeah.
those
Yeah, that's
stages of
actually a
life
story,
where
a testimony
they
of
they
yeah.
got the
Usually
tattoos and everything, and then God
tattoos
saved
have
them.
a story.
They're ministering now.
Whatever tattoos mostly people do, probably not in India, but usually people who in other countries, they have a story behind it. An anchor has a meaning behind it. A barb wire has a
Everything
meaning
has a
behind
meaning.
it. Everything has a meaning.
Yeah, maybe we've not felt the need to express ourselves in that way. But at the same time, like I don't have an opinion, like because I maybe not seen anyone wearing a tattoo even in my church. Like
Yeah.
very rare. Maybe like 1 in 1,000, 1 in 1,500. So I don't know.
I've seen people wearing tattoos. I just saw that, I said good, and then left it there.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it's all about where you come from, and
What does the Bible say about it exactly? What does it say? Somebody can read it?
It
Do
said
somebody-
don't get
Yeah.
anything mark on your body, right? Yeah.
Then don't do it. So, I mean, is there another interpretation for it?
interpretation that we can do it or something.
Yeah.
And then
So I think if you ask me, what does the Bible say about it?
I mean, biblically, there are some black and white things.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, some people follow them, some people don't. Like there are, if you want to just pull out some controversial things, there are so many things. You know, like the
But as a worship leader, it's my responsibility to be accommodative to whoever the people are,
yeah.
because I have my own I have my own baggages. I have,
Shortcomings.
everybody have their own shortcomings. Yeah.
And also things like, you know, people who are in the worship team are not supposed to play in secular places or play secular music. There's a whole lot of discussion that goes around it. I mean, do you think that is correct, wrong? Your take on it?
So, can I? Yeah. So the thing is, so there's something called full-time musician. Full-time musicians, they do sessions, you know, and then they play at different places. That's a full-time income for them. They do this kind of, you know, they go play secular. And also, I heard people saying, so it's not about you going to those places and playing or, you know, doing things, but it's about carrying the testimony. You never know where you can, you know, inspire people, where you can bring people to God. Obviously, from those wrong places, definitely. But yeah, it's all about you. I've also seen people where, you know, they go play and then they change. I don't think that's not what the motto should be. Yeah, definitely. Like you said, it's their income. That's what they are. There are so-called musicians. They play everything. They play gospel. They play secular. But it's always about what you carry to those places. And you not getting distracted from what's happening there. You know, staying strong in your foundations and things like that.
I don't have a problem people playing secular music. Like Sandeep is saying, that they stay true to who they are, because that's a livelihood. Me being a cloud consultant, that's my secular job. That's a secular job. Sandeep is working a secular job.
Yeah.
Even Steven is working in Apple. It's a secular job. Music we need to treat music as music. That's a job that they have for their livelihoods, or else the church has to pay them. It's as simple as that. For me, it's very. There is no diplomatic answer to it. If the church, their church is having that problem, I think the church has to pay the musicians.
A person who is aspiring to be a worship leader, or who is in the worship team, or who wants to be in the worship team, going for the auditions, all these category people, right? All the people in this category. What do you think they should work upon? The technical expertise is what I'm talking about. Any guidance and suggestions that you want to give that will help them to become good in their skill?
I think we should start with Steve, being the musician and the worship leader.
I think they should work on learning and letting their gifts speak for them, basically. So, what do I mean by that? Like, I'll just share a quick story of how I joined Bridge. So, me and Sam, we were neighbors for the longest time. Like, I knew him personally, and like after he moved to Bethel and all, there was a disconnect gap with us. And then when we reconnected, I remember I was like super depressed. It was a bad season.
Who's the person? I'm sorry.
Sam Alex.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So I was depressed in that season, 2018, and like there were a lot of things happening in life for me at that point. And so like a friend of mine, he was like, "Hey, bro, there's this band they're playing, and you know, there's this event. You can come chill with us." Karke. He's a sound guy. I just went there, and it was the lunch break, and so basically all the instruments were just lying there, and he was like, "Bro, let's sound check, bro. You go play some," because he knows I play. So Sam, earlier he used to play lead worship playing keys, and as a worship leader, it's very restrictive, right? Like you want to just lead freely. So I was playing the keys there, and Sam happened to walk into the room alone. Like, "Oh, bro, you're playing well." And then I played the rest of that set. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to beg him. I didn't have to, "Bro, give me a chance." No, my gift spoke for me because I was like working on my gift,
Yeah.
on my keyboard playing all this while in my room when no one knew.
Upskill.
And so I just needed to play, and then that atmosphere came, and like he felt comfortable. So in the same way, like you don't have to beg people for chances. When you get so good with your gift, people will want to give it to you.
So you're basically saying practice.
Practice.
Yeah.
Practice. And like not even touching the spiritual aspect of
Join
things.
any music academy.
I would say play with people.
Play with good musicians.
Good musicians.
Automatically you'll grow.
You join this music academy thing is
I don't believe that.
a
Actually.
scam.
Yeah.
Because all the problems I've had with people on my worship team are people who've come from music academies.
Yeah.
They are the people who have grades.
And it's hard for them to change as well.
Yeah, not dissing all the great people, but it's very hard to train them.
Train or change them. Yeah.
Because
mold
the
them.
dynamics are different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
When it
can't
comes
flow
to
with
grades.
worship.
Theory.
Worship itself is so fluid, where, like you said, pastor will say at the last moment, "Do this song. I want this song." From the stage, he won't even give you 1 second to think. Then what will you do? These great people, they will need chords. They will need to, be prepared. So again, there's some good aspects to that side of, learning, but I would say I've never had good experiences with that.
Yeah.
So play with good musicians, as Kiran said. Play with good people. You'll automatically get better.
What about you, boss?
Yeah. The first very basic thing is practice.
Yeah.
Like upskill yourself. Like try to watch different videos. Try to take inspiration from different artists. How are they doing it? And find your space. Where do you fit in? Like it's not about you try to sing every other person's song. It's not about. It's about singing your own song. Bringing out your unique voice. That's how you're gonna lead and sing. Yeah. It's not about just trying to copy someone.
Being self-aware.
Yeah.
Just
Very
find your
much. Like
space.
find your. It's a very good word.
Niche.
So and then where do you fit in? Yeah, what kind of a songs and everything. But definitely upskilling yourself, and then and also like they said, it's always good to let's say see all the singers who wants to be singers or worship leaders, they'll have a target, have to be there. Even before going there, go to different places. Try to, lead worship or sing at different places. Don't just say that once I get selected and get an opportunity there, that's when I'm going to sing. No, it's not going to happen like that. That's where I'll step in and then I start learning from there. No, you learn. You constantly keep on learning and then go there.
And the learning should never end.
Learning should never ends. It's always about learning. You get inspired from different people surrounding you. Like for all the young, singers or worship leaders who wants to, go big or continue following that passion. Definitely the practice and also taking inspiration from a lot of artists, and also when you play with different artists, different musicians, you learn a lot of things. A lot of inputs will comes in, a lot of ideas,
అన్నెలా వాయించాడు కదా చాలా బాగుంది కదా that's how it starts. That's where it starts.
A lot of conversations. You learn a lot. For me, it's never about, like, after I did a lot of so I used to be a part of Sunday school. I used to be a part of outreach. I used to be a part of prayers. I used to be a part of a lot of other things. And then I went, I got an opportunity to be part of the choir, and then the backing vocals, and then attending practices, and then I became a worship leader. And then the process, be okay to go through the process. Trust the process. Don't say that I want to, that's my that's your target, I know that, but there's a process. Accept the process as well. Don't try to, definitely you have to aim for big. Definitely you should have goals, but there's a process for it. Don't just say that goals. When you mentioned auditions, auditions are to get a feedback, because no one has listened to you. You just want to go to a new place, and then the moment you sing, you want them to accept you. No, even if they accept or not, you should be ready to listen to the feedback. Take the feedback, work on yourself, and then and definitely God will work through all this. God will definitely see the process, what you're going through. He'll definitely put you through that process. If the moment you give the audition, the next day if you're on stage, you don't really understand the value of that place. You don't really understand. I've seen a lot of people falling down from there. So you don't really understand what you should carry to that place, what it requires to be, leading people from that area. So pretty much. So prepare, keep constantly upskilling yourself, and play with different musicians, and definitely maintain that relationship with God more than anything. That's very important. Yeah.
I think he covered all the points. I don't think my inputs are necessary here.
Okay. Same, ditto.
Ditto, as
Copy
it is.
paste.
As it is.
So who are your role models? Who do you look up to, or who do you want to become like?
Worship space, I think it's Alan Anna.
Wow.
Ganta.
Yeah, nice.
Just because I've seen him, and he's been doing something fresh, like all through this while. Like even today, he's excited about what he does.
Yeah.
And he's so fresh, so relevant, and so like consistent. So I wanna be like that, when
Relevant. He is
relevant as well. Yeah.
What about you, Kiran?
As it is. So my role models, there are many. From my side, it's my one is my grandfather, K. Wilson. There are a couple of singers and writers that are there in our church itself. There is a assistant pastor in our church called Sam J. Vedala. You know the song, right? Nee maata chalaiya. He actually wrote and composed that song, but it was then Jyoti Anna brought that to light. So those are the role models. But when it comes to English music, it was always integrity music for me. They are the standard. Whoever that came, but they musically, or when it comes to the brass sections or whatever that is, choir, those were the standards for me. So most of the integrity musicians I used to love. Started with Don Moen and Ron Kenley. Those two God is Good album, that live that they did. The percussions that they use, they're like 3 drummers over there, 1 percussion. So that's the first time I've seen a church, and the musicians that they use, Abraham Laboriel, all these are very high seasoned and studio musicians. Like some played for Michael Jackson and all. So my role models were all the integrity musicians mostly. And worship leaders and singers. Yeah, thank you.
My role models, I feel it's a very big thing.
Multiple seasons pe we have multiple
people. I definitely like to take inspiration from few people who really inspired me. One is Alan Anna. Other one is Jeremy Riddle from Bethel. I take a lot of inspiration from him. The way he leads worship, his approach towards worship. And definitely I have a very good mentor. Alan, he's always there. So I learned a lot of things looking at him, and pretty much.
All right, so we're getting into the fun segment. We're not going to do rapid fire, but I'm going to enact the songs and you should guess it. Okay.
Wow.
So don't worry if you're not able to guess it, then the blame is on me. How do you know? You have to raise your hand.
Okay, like, do you have a buzzer?
Just hit the.
Yeah.
Do this. Yeah, do
I'll
this.
do this.
No, I'll not. It's not audible. All of you should do it.
No, we'll do this, yeah. Or else we'll just raise your hand. Raise your hands, yeah, that's easy.
Okay.
Why
alright.
breaking things?
Get set, go.
Yeah.
Time.
In his time.
Something like forever.
God is good all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the good part, yeah?
Oh,
That's not the world. It's
God is good
you see,
all the
yeah,
time.
this is very, this is good, but this is very confusing.
That's
This is
what
very
it is. That's
distracted.
what it is.
Oh.
God is good.
Right, okay.
అంటే ఇది కోడిగుడ్డు అన్నమాట ఇది గుడ్డు
Let's go to the next one.
And all the time. But he got it.
Yeah. This thing confused me.
All right. So conscious now.
okay. That's it. Turn it up. Turn it up.
Turn it up, turn around.
You turn my morning
You
to
have
dancing.
turned my morning into dancing.
That's okay.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That could have been my next question. Anyway.
All around.
All around the world.
Okay, listen to this.
Okay, is it English?
This is English, Hindi and Telugu.
Okay, this is English.
Hindi and
So is
Okay,
it English?
This one is English.
Let me do it.
Hindi.
హిందీ
Nachunga gaunga. No. Wait.
హిందీ నేను చాలా వీక్ అండి సారీ
I'll give you a clue. One of these singers is, according to English, is the son of king. What is the son who, like, king's son is called? That's the singer's
Prince.
name.
Prince Mola.
Juma.
Joom.
I said Joom already.
You
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
first of all, you guys are not tapping on the table. Both
And you should know the answer to tap on the table.
We didn't get the
I'm
answer.
stuck here.
So we give you all.
Ravi.
Turn it up. You have turned.
Yeah, okay.
2 points.
ఇంగ్లీష్ తెలుగు
Zoom to whom are you giving Zoom to? He answered first.
Yeah, he.
Okay.
Nobody
I
got
didn't
it.
even hear.
No, he
జూమ్
got it.
అని నెమ్మదిగా కాన్ఫిడెంట్ కనలేదు మళ్ళీ రికార్డింగ్ లో చూసుకుండేది
1
ప్లీజ్
all.
One all.
0.
Zero, yeah.
I'm giving you grace, Sandy. Though it was not audible, I still do. Okay. You have to watch this.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
His zone.
Hmm?
యేసు
ఏసుకు సాటి ఎవరు లేరు? No. Okay.
యేసుకు సాటి
No. Okay.
యేసు అసలు అది కాదన్నమాట పాయింట్ నెక్స్ట్ గుడ్
Come on.
Niku
this is your
sa-
song.
Yes.
This is your song.
Something.
మానను అసలు ఎలా కనెక్ట్ చేశారు గురు ఇది
బ్రో నేను వెళ్ళిపోతా బ్రో. నాకు ఇంకా
అసలు
zero ఉంది బ్రో.
Fine, let's tweak it a little.
yes
Okay, let's tweak it a little. I'll give you guys a chance. Prove it to me that you can act better than me. Please. All of you get 2 chances.
Really?
నాకు చాలా
Okay.
weak ఉంది.
English, Hindi and Telugu. I'll not
I'll do a
participate.
easier one.
You have
He is
no
humming
పాడేస్తున్నా
the tune.
You have turned my morning into
He is
dancing.
humming the tune.
Okay,
And I just
okay,
did the
okay,
action.
okay.
No, I think
Yeah,
you
okay.
did it better.
I'll change the song. Okay.
తెలుగు కీర్తనం మనోడికి
You guys get to ask me.
Nachunga gaunga. Pag.
టూ గుడ్
ఇది చాలా కష్టంగా ఉంది అబ్బాయి.
దిస్ ఇస్ వర్షిప్ లీడర్స్ వైబ్
Exactly.
Yeah.
వర్షిప్ లీడర్స్ వైబింగ్ సో దే నో ఆల్ ద ఆన్సర్స్
You should do one.
Yeah.
See.
No, but you guys should do one each.
Steve, go for it.
That's because he is winning. He's asking me to do that. They will get my-
Bro, scheme.
Okay.
గాడ్ ఈస్ గుడ్
No, అయిపోయింది.
What is it? That's
What is
English,
it?
Hindi, or
Oh, yeah.
Telugu?
Yeah, English.
ఇంగ్లీష్ గాడ్
Hmm.
గుడ్
All the time.
See, I'm bad. It's
Goodness
Lord, you
of
are-
God.
Lord, you are good and your mercy endures.
ఇక్కడ లాస్ట్ ఇన్ ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ ఇది
Epic.
Hey, Oliver
పోతూనే ఉండాలి. See, I'm bad.
Your chance.
I'm-
You had to
Really?
say because
2 points వచ్చి
Yeah. See, I embarrass myself.
look at the courage that he has.
See, after getting 2 points, you should really do it.
Yeah.
You're very much eligible to do it.
Hindi.
Got zero, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh my god. I'm so bad at this. Oh.
Hindi, English, Telugu.
He's trying to give you the toughest question.
No, simple only, but I don't know how to act. So I'm just. అదే చెప్పండి.
ఇది ఇలా నా దేవుడు బలవంతుడా.
English.
Okay. How great is our God?
He's strong.
Is strong and something like that, but is strong part of the. Oh.
Thank you, Oliver. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger.
Yeah. 1 pointism. We'll give it to Oliver.
So, the winner is a tie between Kiran and Steven.
Steven.
So,
Yeah.
this question is for both of you. I'm going to give you the toughest question.
It's tough for you also, no?
Thinking
Just
about
take
it.
time.
Okay, yeah.
English, Hindi. We'll start from there.
English. కష్టమే.
Just you both are eligible.
ఇది మేల్, ఇది ఫీమేల్.
అది కూడా చెప్పాలా?
సింగర్.
Okay, huh.
English.
Yeah, English.
Yeah. I like the silence.
Okay.
Trying.
I'm giving you all the places.
My
Do it
God.
once again.
Do it once again. My God.
Me.
Oh, I'm not supposed.
I-
Not supposed to.
As if I'm getting the answer.
I.
There's
No, I.
My. I.
Okay, good clue.
I worship you.
Yeah.
I smile.
Man.
Is there a song?
Joy.
Guys? What?
Joy. Laugh.
I've got joy in the morning.
Joy is that?
Joy and the-
No, those are not the actions I do.
Sandeep,
Oh, this is morning. This
all
is
three of you
evening.
are at a tie. There is no winner.
No, wait,
All
this is
three
morning.
of us are winners.
They're
Yeah, that's what
they're
I'm
not
doing.
able to
Morning
answer,
and
so I
evening.
had to do it.
Okay,
I
we've come to
got
the end
joy.
of it, and we have a small gift for all of you.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you so much, Kiran, for coming to the show.
Thank you very much for having me. Lot of sugar here.
Yeah. Then we have one for Sandeep. Thank you so much, Sandeep, for coming to the show. I had a great time. So much, Steven, for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah. Will you all come closer a little?